at the close. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin. We got 29 and a half minutes left in today's trading session. And man, what a chop fest. Just up. Let me go down. Let me go up. Let me go down. So that's what we'll talk about today. We'll take questions from our chat as always. Hope you all are having a good day. What's up, John? What's up, Dino? Always good to see you, Dino. Always good to see you. We are here. We are live. So smash that like button. Here we go. It's time for At the Close. All right. It is time for pre-market prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
All right, Joel. Help us make sense of this one.
You know, I think I've been working with this guy Spencer too long. We were discussing some other important things, and then we didn't get to do a ton of rep for the show, and and Spencer says a day of reversals, and I my article for today for pre-market prep plus subscribers is chop suey, because that's what you got today. You guys were live this morning on pre-market prep when that headline came out about Iran. Now, they bought the market up, they took it through resistance, things were looking good, and then yesterday they liked everything Powell said. Today they didn't like anything he said. So we
go figure, right?
Yeah. And what did he say? Anything different? So 43.41, got nothing for you there, folks. And we are just chopping around. The other thing that really messing with traders' head is you make that low, then you come back, you go green on the session at 230. I sure wish that turn would have happened at 3 or 3:15, because that's when you get some reversals in the market. And here we are. We're just wallowing above the lows of the session. So I have absolutely no idea where we're going to end up tomorrow. Jobs number tomorrow too, folks. Remember that. I don't know how important that is. I think more important is the headlines coming out of the Ukraine, and they're not very good today. But anyways, that's what you're looking at in the futures. The crude move is sticking a little bit to the downside. We're down $1.97 at 108.66, but that's really nothing compared to what the rally that it's had. Gold still, seizing on the international turmoil. The thing I don't like is it's not taking out the pair of highs at 1952. Silver in the green by 13 cents, 25.32. He did make a negative comment about Bitcoin. Did you hear that, Spencer?
No, he said the same thing yesterday. He said,
really?
Well, he said he wants the government, he wants Congress to step in.
Right, but I think today, did he say it's people trying to avoid stuff like that?
Yeah. If he said that, I didn't hear him.
Yeah, so Bitcoin.
This is a thing that happens. So Jerome Powell is required, right, by law to give these testimonies to both houses of Congress. So obviously he can only do one house at a time, right? So yesterday was the House of Representatives. Today was the Senate. Usually it's the Senate first, I think. And so he says the same thing to two different groups of people. But the reason you know that nobody cares about day two is because no one, like yesterday, Benzinga, CNBC, Yahoo Finance, all were live streaming the testimony. Today, no streams of the testimony, because everyone just assumes he's going to say the same thing today that he said yesterday, just to a different room of people. So that's why nobody pays attention to the second day, because he just said the same stuff the day before.
And one day it's bullish and one day it's bearish.
Yeah,
so
basically.
Figure that out, right? And then so Bitcoin in the red by 1,800, 145, struggling at that 45.5 level. If I didn't mention that to you guys 100 times, then I'm crazy. And Ethereum futures, they're slipping too. They're in the red by $142, 28.15 and a half.
All right, so there were so many stocks that we neglected to discuss on the morning show. I think this show is good as this is the overflow show for all the things we don't get to talk about that are on the list. They're on our list to discuss, and we don't get to them in the morning. So let's do that right now. I want to start with the stock that is your biggest gainer in the S&P 500 today. They had earnings this morning. We didn't talk about it.
Kroger.
It's Kroger. KR.
Yeah,
Your number one gainer, their EPS beat, their sales beat, and they give guidance above estimates.
Did we not talk about it? Because I think I talked about it. Maybe I talked about it on PreMarket Prep Plus, and I did the old. I stuck with it, even though I probably had a little bit like, oh, well, there's no way this rally can hold. I did stick with my mantra, and that's when you're trading these kind of things. If they take out the pre-market high, you got to get the hell out of the way. Either try it from the long side or just don't short it. Right here, $52, boom, right there, right, your pre-market. Turns out your pre-market high ended up being your regular session low. And then it blasted off a few days for Kroger. I hope people caught that. And then I'm also just kicking myself because I said on the on pre-market prep plus, I'm like, what's the name of that other store? What are the grocery stores?
Albertsons.
Albertsons. Did you see this puppy today?
No, I didn't. ACI. News me.
334 up 10.5%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know it is also is. Oh, I don't know about Albertsons. I have no idea. But like, does Kroger have any gas stations, like in with the, or is it just a store?
I don't know.
Kroger. I'm seeing Randy says yes. Kroger has gas stations. All right. Higher fuel prices, Joel.
Yeah, not around here.
No.
You guys know I love the coleslaw. I mention that every time. And then Emily, I don't know. I know we got an Emily here. I don't know if it's the same Emily that's in Pre-Market Prep Plus, but I was asking for her for some more sympathy plays, and she gave me Sprouts. And
SFRM, is that it?
SFM.
SFM, yeah.
Look at that. Look at sprouting.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's some sympathy plays on that. I missed it. I missed it. Didn't catch them. But there you go. If you don't want to play the hot rod, there's something that you can talk about for sympathy plays. And boy, oh boy, I don't know if they've ever reported or not. But nope, it's a different Emily. But I like that name, Emily. You know why? Because that's my daughter's name too.
Emily Davis is asking, is there an agriculture ETF? Emily, there's 10, or there's actually more than 10 ag ETFs. The largest one is DBA. That's your ticker, DBA.
Is this? Yeah.
It's a broad-based one. It's got all the ags in it, and it's from Invesco. That's your largest and most liquid agricultural ETF, DBA. There are others, but that's the broadest and the largest in terms of assets. So there you go. I can give you a bunch of small ones if you want, but that's kind of your main one.
I had this in one of my long-term portfolios, and this was a couple years back, and I don't know why the hell I sold it. I don't know why I had this. I don't know. I just like, they're not making more land, right?
That's what they tell me, Joel.
Yeah, they're not making more land. So, but there's some other. Oh, that's good. The
ETF. You know what I'm gonna do? Can you put screenshots in the chat? I don't think you can.
Screenshots in
here,
the chat?
I'll just. You know what I'll do right now, Emily, is I will. Let me just share my screen real fast, and you can see all of the. This is a tool that I use. I actually pay for this site. It's called etfdb.com, and here, this is just. There. That's a table of the top of all the agricultural ETFs sorted by assets under management. If you want to screenshot that puppy, take a look. So corn, wheat, soybeans, SOYB, all in there. But there's your list.
There's a coffee one too, right?
There's a few. Yep. Coffee. Yep. And there we go. So
do they still have Goldman Sachs had is it GSCI? Is that still around, or did they delist that? I know Goldman Sachs Commodity Index. Is it not around anymore? Oh, they should have kept that thing around. Yeah, I thought it was.
You know what's funny, Joe? And I've seen it's not just with Goldman Sachs, and I have no data to back this up, but I've observed that a lot of times like fund launches, like a lot of funds will launch in like really trendy hot markets, and then they'll close if they don't catch on. And sometimes like they have just really bad timing, and
Yeah.
they'll like close the fund at the low, and you're like, no, why didn't you just keep it open for another 2 years? You guys will be raking it in right now.
I think Ed has. I think Ed has the comment of the day, comment of the week, and maybe comment of the year.
Oops. Yeah,
They are making more land in the metaverse.
that's true. That's true. Um, and then whoever made the comment about EPAM, I saw that as well.
Oh, didn't
I've been thinking about that throughout the day. I haven't brought it up on any show yet, been thinking live, but
did Mark put the hexamone on it?
yes, he did. Today's the only time Mark was fired up today because the only time I can remember ever really viscerally disagreeing with him on anything. But yeah,
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if anybody noticed, but I didn't say anything during that whole interview.
yeah, I noticed.
And that's very rare. And I respect smart comments. I respect everyone's comments and input and everything. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm still evaluating it. But he's a great guest. He has a different perspective on things. Right? He's a market veteran. We love having Mark on. He did say he sold some calls, so I hope he
Yes,
got at
you're
least
right. That's true. He did.
he
That's
did. So I hope he got $32 on that.
and let that be a lesson in hedging. Okay, fine. You want to put somebody asked if
But
we,
just for just a tip here.
yeah,
Just for a tip. And I'm not trying to make it, easier than it is or hard, more difficult than it is. But let's say you were on that thing, Spencer, for a swing trade.
oh,
Okay. And it opened up, closed at 245.17, opened higher, and it's ripping. Let's say you were nervous about it. What would you be looking at? The first thing
I would
is
have.
jumping out to you like a sore thumb.
I would have sold. It doesn't matter. I would have been out already. Um,
But
what
what
two
technical?
250? Like you
Uh,
can't get above 250.
get a little bit more granular on. So you need a data window, is what you
Yeah.
need.
I don't use data windows.
What was yesterday's high?
251.99.
What's today's high?
That's from the pre-market.
The regular session,
The
252.
Yeah, 252. Look at
Missed it
wow,
by
look
a
at that.
penny.
I do need a data window. You're right. I don't use one. Um,
Yeah, that's why I come up. And I've been on the phone with Trade Station for like at least a dozen times because it pops up on my charts, and I just wanna keep it over here so you guys think I'm really smart and I know all these numbers in my head. But I don't know, for some reason I can't get it to stay on my right screen. Maybe I'll have
I don't know.
I don't know. I've asked them, and I've had some of my Trade Station programmers work on it too, and they can't figure it out. But anyways,
Okay, so let's go to the DBA, and if you want to know what this is why the DBA rocks. And this is why ETFs rock if they're built correctly. So this one is super diversified. It's 16% wheat, 14% soybeans, 13% corn, 12% coffee, 11 and also the roughly equivalent of live cattle, 11.5% sugar, 10.5% cocoa. It's got lean hogs, it's got feeder cattle, it's got cotton. This thing has it all. It's got everything except for orange juice in there, basically, and onions. But this thing's got
yeah, you
every
can't.
commodity under the sun, so it's pretty broadly diversified. So it's a great way to play the commodity trade. But again, the question now is you've just ripped higher so hard, so fast. You've gone from $13, 13 in June. So
Yeah,
maybe it's
I have no idea.
not a good example. But you've gone from since the start of the year. You've gone from. I mean, this is a big move for DBA. It doesn't move.
Yeah, I know it doesn't. It doesn't. The big question is does it have butter?
No.
You've heard my butter
Yes.
story,
Yes,
right?
I have. Yes.
Should I tell the folks or not?
Sure. Yeah. But then after that, we
Down,
can go back to the stocks.
yeah, because as the market's tanking here. When I
Yeah.
was down on the floor
All the day.
at the Merc, long ago they had butter futures. Oh, I'm sorry, 2 15-minute charts up. Thank you, Wayne. So they would they kept it open. I doubt they have it open anymore. And right around 11 o'clock, they would say, and people would do a pool. Like how long would it take for the butter market to be open? And before the guy would say something, and they'd go, any trading in butter? Any trading in butter? Closed. And then whoever, if it's 15 seconds in, 20 seconds in, 30 seconds in, that's how long it was. And they also had broiler chicken futures when I was there too. Actually, I
Oh,
have a broiler. Have I ever showed you my broiler chicken pen?
no,
I do it. I do. I have a broiler
but
chicken
if
pen.
they had a rotisserie chicken, I'd be all about that, like Joel. So
Yeah, Costco, man. What a great deal on that. All right, we're coming up. We got to quit talking about this. We got to talk. The
speaking,
S&Ps are on the lows, folks. We're on the lows, 43.41. They're pressing 14 minutes into the session. Nervous heading into the jobs number. Current low, 41. Next level on the downside, if we start shaking Wednesday's interday low, 43.1875. What I mean by intraday is only from 9:30 until 4:15.
speaking
Okay.
of Costco, since you mentioned it, they do report earnings tonight, Joel. Costco, Broadcom, The Gap, Marvell Technologies, Duolingo, Vizio. Cureleaf is one. I'm long. I own Cureleaf, so I'm interested in that. Uh, kind of the last, big day of the earnings season. There's like a handful.
Costco.
There's a handful
Yeah.
next week, but not many. This is kind of it.
I got in a little trouble for my Costco shopping over the
Oh,
weekend.
oh,
Yeah.
just so much money spent.
Because Lisa was out of town, so I had my nephews over and my daughter, and I went to Costco, and they had those crab legs. Did you see those
Oh,
crab legs?
Joel, they're those that whole
Did,
section.
did,
Is
and they're
dangerous.
so easy to cook.
You
So
you
I
end,
got
you end up dropping 50, $60 here on some,
Oh, exactly, and then I got fillets too.
oh yeah,
So
dangerous.
a good part of my $500 Costco bill was in 2 items, so
Yep,
they should have a
dangerous.
good quarter, good day, filled the gap, I don't know, big run into it. Just the way they've been treating earnings stocks, uh, you know, big pops have been faded. We'll see. First thing is going to have to work to get up to the high from the day, 548, and then maybe they start to rip it to 550. Let's see, current market and value, market environment. On a downside here, wow, you can pick your daily lows if you want to. I see 2 lows at 520. That's only $12 away. So if they really whoop it, 520 could shake pretty easy, and then the next low comes in at 511.30. And those crab legs are so easy to cook too. All you have to
Yeah,
do is put them on a sheet for like 15 minutes. So,
yeah.
um,
We came oh so close to doing the scallops last weekend.
oh
Man,
yeah,
are they?
they're like this. They're
That's how they get you. They're huge. Okay. Let's keep it with the stocks here. There was so much we didn't talk about this morning. We didn't talk about C3 AI. Oh no. Yeah, we didn't talk about C3 AI. Very interesting reaction to the report last night, Joe. Look at this. After hours, it dropped and came back, and then off the open, it popped and gave that back. AI is
let me see. Wow, big move.
it's like
Jesus.
I know it went opposite. How often do you see that happen? I feel like I don't know how often you see is the initial reaction off the report and off the open go in opposite directions. That's rare.
Boy, that stock's in trouble, huh?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a doozy. Well, they're about to be on their fourth CFO in the last year and a half. So
Really?
yeah,
They got a fast market in the C-suite there.
they do.
I can't. I mean, it's no good to tell you that there was some highs at 26 now, right? But it's still green on the session. I guess if Sean likes this one. I know he's liked it since like 40. But what do you had? You had about an 8 point. I mean, if you're looking at 22 and a half, 23, is that the 50% of this move? So it gave you a look at there. So that's not bad, right? This I'm looking at this move here. Let me see if I can get my retracement tool out, get it to actually work correctly. Huh. Where did that come in at? Yeah, right there. Hmm. If you were paid, it's probably a little bit higher because I missed the line on the bottom, but that holds. It gave you a shot. Now you just, you want to see it at least consolidate and hold here for a couple days and then make another run up. But nice little pullback there.
Right. What are you all watching in the chat? Tell us what's on your radar, because I got tickers out the wazoo, but I get the sense that
It looks like it's a fake old low at 347. The old, we're going to make a new low. Oh, no, we're not going to make a new low. And here we are. We still got some time left. But those intraday highs and lows, folks, I mean, this late in the session, too, I mean, they just seem to have the reason they have more validity is because you have just like in the S&Ps, like let's say you were just riding a short and I'm going to take this home to the close. It's going to make a new low. I'm going to get this thing down at, 44 and a quarter. And then so everyone's like, oh, take out the low, take out the low, take out the low. And then they don't take out the low, and then you see what happens. So let's see. We still have, 9 minutes left? What do we have going on in imbalances? Anything?
oh, good question.
They've been totally head
No,
fakes
sell.
lately.
Wow, 3 bill to sell. All right.
Yeah, I see. That's the set. Those have been tough. Let's put a note. Ask Triple D's if he's been playing those at all, because it seems to me that they just have been flipping on people and getting roasted. Because if you sold into that, then who knows? They could. I mean, also a couple bill. I mean, the big fund can come in and buy them or sell them and just offset that. So, all right, let's go. What else do you want to cover?
Did you see Alibaba today? Sure. And then we'll go to the chat after that.
Okay, what's it under $100?
All Chinese tech today. Baba, JD, Baidu a little bit less so, but still down. Just punishment off the open.
How come? What's going on here? Shake it on 100.
I mean, China is kind of the only company in bed with Russia at the moment, right? They're the only.
Are they?
Yeah, yes, they are.
How do you know?
Because a few months ago they said so. A few months ago they said that their relationship knows no bounds or something like that. I think that was.
So that's what they said. So you know what that means.
What, the opposite?
You said it. I didn't. Let's see here. Baba. Nah, I mean, it's got to hold that 100 down 330. Not much positive to say about this one, except holding on for the low of the move.
They're the only major global economy that is in bed with Russia at the moment, and so that the exposure is there because they're linked in that they're friends. They're friends, frankly. So
I don't think China's friends with anybody.
You can't really hit the bid on any Russian equities. I mean, you can try, but they're also being down.
Spencer, you were given warnings here. You kept that. You were warning.
Joel, wait, on the RSX, wait, this is even crazier. So there's new stuff happened today. So the London Stock Exchange suspended trading of Russian stocks. So now the stuff in the RSX isn't even trading. So it's not like it's if like the first degree is not trading, the second degree is not trading, but the RSX is still trading. When is it trading off of? Who the heck knows? But it's still trading. Van Eck is going to have to come out here and maybe say something, or the index provider that they get the index from is going to have to say something here, because it's decoupled from any sort of reality whatsoever.
Wow. And there was big inflows into that.
I mean, yeah, you can just look at the volume, speaks for itself, but yeah, there are some inflows in here. Shelly, I know you bought some calls and the Vega is working for you, so congratulations. But man,
Brian Blockchain, he bought 7 shares, so he's speaking to buy more at 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's good, man.
Yeah, it's I'm not even making a commentary on like the value of the underlying. I'm saying we don't know what the value of the underlying holding is. So who are you to buy something when you don't know what it's worth? What else? Okay, so chat. What else are you guys watching? You're watching
X is going crazy.
Yeah.
Look at yeah.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Look
Okay.
at
All
that.
right. All right. Here are some names we don't normally do. Let's do Intuitive Surgical, ISRG. Oh, not looking that bad. It's come back nicely. Actually, it had that big drop off after the new year. And then was earnings the low? Hold on a second. Was
The
that
day
low?
after. The
Wait,
day after.
what day
Jan
was
24th. June
January
24th.
24th? What day was the earnings report? Let's look in the Prill real fast. ISRG. Oh, give me a little bit more than that. ISRG January 20th. Wow. That is wild how that happens sometimes.
It was actually, I think the low was on the 24th.
Oh, sorry. Well, close enough.
Yeah. ISRG, it's coming back. It's on. I mean, they can actually do procedures now, right? So that's
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Right.
a big thing. You've had for your ISRG traders. This is just what I want to alert to. Okay, you've had a big move and you've had a big streak, right? And during that streak, you've been up one, two or three, three or four or five, and today is kind of a scratch. Days. The one day you were down wasn't much, but every one of those days, you closed higher than the open. So this is a little bit of a red bar. I'm not, I'm not running out and saying that the move's over. I just don't. If you take out the low from today, 298.41, where's your next landing point? And that perhaps that's under 292. Your 2-day low is 291.81. So not it looks like it's still going to be green on the day, a red candle because we opened lower than we're probably going to close lower than where we opened. So if you really want more, if you want 310, 320 off this push, maybe just hang in there. Maybe not go down, not go up and, make a high tomorrow. Be interesting to see if you make a lower high. And I kind of think you will, 304.28. So keep an eye on that.
All right. I also kind of like what George Gotch's logic is in the chat with regards to buying Russian, like RSX or anything Russia. He says he's a buyer too. I'm a buyer, being that someday things will go back to normal, or we have a nuclear war and it doesn't matter. Yeah, I think that's the right attitude to have, George.
We met George. Do you remember meeting George?
Yeah, a few years ago. Yep, in New
Yeah, at
York.
the trading event.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
back
New
when
York. Wait, George, you weren't the person that gave us the homemade coffee, right? The homegrown coffee, because I didn't.
No, what happened to that
I,
guy?
I didn't. Full disclosure, I threw that away when I got home. I didn't have
He probably blew out listening to us. Uh that was that was Leonard.
Somebody gave us homemade coffee, which was very nice of them, but I was not.
Leonard. I think it was Leonard.
I was not about to put that in my mouth.
Yeah. Why not? You don't
No,
trust
dude.
people?
No, I don't know, man.
I'm not going to talk about the gifts people have given me from those events. Okay,
Okay,
let's go.
okay. Wait, somebody asked about Unity. We haven't looked at Unity for a minute. Unity's on my buy list. I don't know where though. Probably
90. If you're
probably
buying
checking
here,
out.
you're stopping out at 90. That's a hard bottom there from the last two sessions. It's not the old time low. I mean, you got two monthly lows in the same area. So that's not a bad thing. I mean, your risk is down to 90 here. 89.27 was your low last month. 90.11, your low in January. So holding up, I just, these stocks, they just get a little pop, 90 to 110, and then kaplooey, they just go right back down. You've also given back half of this little rally here. I don't know. It just looks heavy. Down 643. That's about the best thing I can say
Okay.
for that one.
Josh Martin is asking why ATVI won't move. I guess
Well,
the obvious answer here is you have some big seller at 82. I know the takeout price is 95. That's the takeout price. That's what they're getting bought for, $95 a share. But you obviously have some big time seller at $82 or thereabouts who will not let this thing go for whatever reason. For whatever reason. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I still own this.
Well,
thing.
and I look at the opposite here for Josh. This is a very good question. Is you just got a relentless buyer here, someone that thinks this deal's going through, and they're picking up candy here. They're stealing candy from a baby. 81.50. The deal goes through at 95, and they're just there has to be some kind of arb play here. I know it's a
but
cash
this
deal.
is
I know it's a
big.
cash deal.
That usually the spread's like $1, $2, or $3.99. The
But
spread's about
14.
$14.
Yeah.
Right? That's big.
But someone, somehow, some way has a way to be laying this off. And it's a cash deal.
Yep.
So they can't be laying it off against Microsoft, but there must be some way. I mean, because it traded 7 million shares. So someone's grinding out fractions of a penny on the upside, and then someone's grinding out fractions by buying it, or they're just doing it.
Everyone's making money trading in this range except for you and me. All right, that's a wrap. It is 4:01 now. Markets are closed. We did close red across
But
the board.
it was a good close.
But
I feel
it
good
wasn't
about the
bad.
close.
Yeah,
Well, you're 20 points off the low. I feel good about the close.
All right, Joel. We'll catch you tomorrow, everyone. I'm done. We're going live now to Cannabis Insider as we do every Tuesday and Thursday. This stream will end. Redirect to that show. I mentioned the Curaleaf earnings report. I'm going to go check on Curaleaf right now because they're a stock that I own. And don't forget, everyone, to smash that like button. We'll be back tomorrow morning. And everyone have a great night. Stay tuned. Benzinga Cannabis Insider coming up now.